Is Mortal Kombat 1 on the Nintendo Switch going to be getting a new update soon? In today's video, I'm talking about why we might have something to look forward to. Maybe. I did recently make a video where I showed you guys in detail how much Mortal Kombat 1 has improved since day one on the Nintendo Switch, and even going on to the Nintendo Switch 2, that was a few days ago. And MK1 is on an enormous 70% off sale right now on the eShop, so if you're thinking of getting it, make sure to check that video out so you can make an educated decision on whether you buy it or not. But it looks like we might be getting another patch, but before that, hit the like button to support the channel, leave a comment down below to let the algorithm know you want more Nintendo Switch fighting game content, and I obviously have to caveat that with the word might. Nothing has been confirmed, but yesterday we did get a surprise update for Batman Arkham Knight. According to the patch notes, this update brings stability improvements and additional stability improvements if you're playing it on the Nintendo Switch 2, and then even more stability improvements if you're playing it in handheld mode on the Nintendo Switch 2. Surprisingly, it does also say that the old Switch gets some improvements with this patch. I mean, the game is 2 years old at this point, on the Switch anyway. So if they were still able to improve it, I would have figured that they would have done this at least a year ago. But that's neither here nor there. Other content creators have covered this and done frame rate analysis. It looks like this new update for the Batman game kind of improved it a little bit on the old Switch, I think. I never played it myself, but I did see some footage of what it was like before, and it did look really bad. And the new footage from the channel Switch Up makes it look a little bit better, but it still has some nasty frame drops, even with the new patch, mind you. Now, I do think it's interesting that we got this update, and if you look at the patch notes, it's actually mostly targeting the Nintendo Switch 2, even though there is no native Switch 2 version, so it makes me wonder why they did that, since it is still technically the old Switch version. So presumably users on the old Switch still get this same patch, but they don't get the same benefits as the Switch 2, obviously, because the Switch 2 has a lot more power, you see. But as you know, the Rocksteady Arkham games have the same publisher as Mortal Kombat, so while that does not necessarily mean that Mortal Kombat 1 will definitely get updated again for the Switch, it does kind of make you think, because they went almost 2 years without updating Arkham Knight on the old Switch, and now all of a sudden we get 2 updates in the span of 2 months. So maybe something is going on at WB that's making them want to update these games. That said, when talking about these updates, it looks like the old Switch got marginal improvements, if at all, according to Switch Up. But the Switch 2 did get some noticeable changes, which is good, like the frame rate becoming more stable when driving around the city, so that's good. But you know me, I haven't played any of these Arkham games since the PlayStation 3, so I'm more interested in the Mortal Kombat side of WB. And so with these updates that Arkham just got, hopefully that means that we're going to see another update for Mortal Kombat 1 on the old Nintendo Switch, because like I said in my last MK1 video, the T1000 is still broken. But if I'm being totally honest, I don't see how they fix it without downgrading it even more, or by making the resolution drop sharply whenever the T1000 is on screen. On the Switch 2, the T1000 has no problem and everything loads fast and runs silky smooth, so it's really just a RAM issue, I think. What I really want to see though, and I think you know where I'm going with this because I've said it before, but what I do want to see is a native Nintendo Switch 2 version of Mortal Kombat 1. That would be really cool to see, but yeah, that's gonna be it. You know, like I was saying, if you guys want the most up-to-date look at Mortal Kombat 1 on the old Nintendo Switch and on the Nintendo Switch 2, I got a video from a few days ago where I compared the frame rate and the graphics. The too long didn't read of it is MK1 as of now on the old Switch has minor frame rate dips when cameos are on screen. The T1000 can cause a lot of problems. Loading times were improved from what they were on day one, but they are still a lot compared to the other versions of MK1. On the Nintendo Switch 2, Mortal Kombat 1 is basically like the other consoles, it just looks ugly. Also, one more thing, we're going to be getting a big, and I do mean big, Guilty Gear Strive update for the Nintendo Switch within the next few hours. Alright, that's it. I'm SwitchPlayed, done.